Hi, this is Spencer, and this is my tribute to the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna do my favorite poem by him. Now, his most famous poem is "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Your hands can't hit what your eyes can't see." He had a poem that he wrote when he fought Sonny Liston for the championship called the 8th Round. Let me give you a little background. Ali, I love Muhammad Ali, number one, because he was a fantastic athlete. He was a man who stood on principle, and also he brought his words into manifestation. He said, "I'm the greatest." Now, we all know him as the greatest. When he first said it, he was like a 17-year-old kid who just won the Olympics over in Rome in 1960. Hadn't done nothing, just turned professional, and he proclaimed himself to be the greatest. Now, he hadn't done nothing, and I am convinced if we had a time machine and we could talk to this young man, we would walk away. I'm not sure he would convince any of us that he was the greatest when he was 18 years old. But I think we'd all walk away thinking he thinks he's the greatest. And he said that so much and believed it in his heart, and he brought that into reality. He spoke his words into a truth. Love him. He fought Sonny Liston. Now, Sonny Liston's often forgotten about. Let me tell you about Sonny Liston. He was a bad man. In fact, he was known as a bad Negro. He was a gentleman who, and I use that word loosely, gentleman. He was a mob enforcer. He would go break legs for the mob. So if you owed the mafia money, he'd run out and break your doggone legs. He was out doing some of his mob enforcing, and he got arrested. He was such a bad dude that he actually took the gun away from the cop that arrested him. True story. He went to prison, was in there, and in prison he learned how to box. Came out of prison, became a professional fighter. He was feared on the streets. He was feared in prison and was feared in the ring because he was knocking people out in 1 or 2 rounds. In fact, he beat Floyd Patterson twice in the first round, in the first minute. He was knocking everybody out. So when Ali, at the time known as Cassius Clay, fought Sonny Liston, no one gave him a chance. He was like, this was a joke fight. The fight was so lopsided, Vegas wasn't even taking bets on this fight. It was considered just a novelty fight. No one thought this kid could beat this guy, Sonny Liston. I remember Sonny Liston was mean. This was Mike Tyson's role model. George Foreman, not the friendly 40-year-old George Foreman, the mean Negroid George Foreman. This was his hero. Sonny Liston was a bad dude. No one thought Muhammad Ali had a chance, except, of course, Muhammad Ali. In fact, he was so confident that he'd win the fight, he wrote a poem titled The 8th Round. And I want to do it for you right now. Clay comes out to meet Liston, and Liston starts to retreat. If he goes back another inch further, he'll end up in the ringside seats. Clay swings with his left. Clay swings with his right. Look at young Cassius carry the fight. Liston keeps backing, and there's not enough room. It's a matter of time as Clay lowers the boom. Now Clay lands a right with a beautiful swing. The punch raises Liston clear up out of the ring. Liston keeps rising, and the ref wears a frown, for he can't start counting till Sonny comes down. Now, Liston disappears from view. The crowd is getting frantic. Our radar stations have picked him up. He is somewhere over the Atlantic. Who would have thought when they came to the fight, they watched the launching of a human satellite? Yes, the crowd did not dream when they put down their money, they would see a total eclipse of the sun. I'm a bad man, the double bad, the triple baddest, the greatest of all time. Do you know what happened in that fight? In that fight, Sonny Liston, who was feared on the streets, feared in the ring, and feared in prison, sat on his stool and refused to come out and face Ali for that 8th round and let his prediction come true. If you're gonna dream it and believe it, you can achieve it. And when you do, you can say, I'm the greatest, or my favorite, I'm on top of the world.